Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I just want to share with you this okra soup recipe. This recipe is a no-fail. Okay, if you follow it to the T, Charlie, you are going to enjoy some okra soup. Be here, you believe yourself. This okra soup is very good. If you love slimy like I love slime, this is for you. So join me and let's do this together. So let's start with the okra. Okay, so usually when I'm making okra soup, what I do is I cut my okra into 3 different sizes. Okay, big ones, medium size, and very, very tiny. Sometimes I just blend it, but today that's not what we're doing. So when you cut your okra, what you're going to do is you're going to use your hands to mash some of the okra. Okay, make sure you mash, really mash the okra. By the time you finish, you should feel your arm, has done some workout. Just say you'll be mature or you lose weight in the arm. Add water to it, okay? Like you see me do there, and then we're going to be boiling a bit more water. We're going to be boiling our okra, okay? So once the okra comes to a boil, you add your bicarbonate of soda, or if you're going to add kanwu, add it in quicker because kanwu is harder. It's like a stone and it needs to melt. So you add it in at the beginning, okay? At this point, you can add in your momoni or any chopped onions or grate some ginger in it. That would be good, but I just set that aside as it is, okay? So in my pot, I've added my beef and my wele. Obviously, wele is a bit tough, so you have to start cooking that early, okay? So I'm gonna wele no anya didn't too much, and I had some beef stock, so I just poured that in. Here I'm showing you my green spice mix, okay? Is it called spice mix? I think so. I've forgotten the name I've given to it. Just say I made it myself. I gave it a name. They say I'm a refidin when you need, and I've added some chopped onions. I've added the rest of the stock. I thought I wasn't going to need all, but I'm like, okay, let me just use it. I'm going to cover it for it to steam. Whilst that is happening, we are checking on our okra to see how it's going, okay? So you go in to give it a stir. So what I would do is, as I'm stirring it, I'm using the back of the ladle to punch it a bit. To sort of break down the okra a bit, because the okra, when it's bigger, it's not slimy. So the smaller the okra, the slimier it is. Just a matter of say. Okay. So here we come in to give it a mix to make sure everything is on order. Taste it to make sure that I've not added any salt, but then I used the stock of some beef, right? It had salt in it already, so I didn't add any salt. So here I'm adding my spices. So here I've just added the momoni. This is the momoni. Don't forget the momoni in this recipe, okay? Some wediaba or calabash nutmeg and something. I think anise seed I added. Yes, anise seed. Okay, ground anise seed, right? So we are just steaming for the meat to be nice and tender before we add the rest, because the rest of the fish that we are going to add to this is just to cook very quickly. This one is shabu shabu cooking. So I'm just adding my spinach. You can add your contomere or ademe if you have that, with you. And I showed you, this is the sizes that you need to go for. Don't go for very tiny sizes. Just a manindi them. Very nice, okay? So I'm adding the rest of my protein. So I have my mackerel, Ghana, your friend, a salmon. Ghana for any salmon, a mackerel, and I'm needing to mean to a dear moon. So at this point, this is and you're to me, you're 2 dino. Shake Ghana for a high dream. You can name things the way we want. When you're free, we name it however we want it. Leave us. So if you want to add palm oil or oil, this is the time you add it, okay, so that it just doesn't sit on top of the soup. It mixes it well. Sane what's we no. Esa ngono etare egweni sa ekasen. Obesi sama nipa ba ko manano manade. There be manenfra no obi enye bi. Yancha yare no. Memfa ngusuma. Onse sama one person adding. Okay. So yeah, I also added my crabs and whatnot, and then the okra goes in. So whatever meat you are going to be using, you add it. If it's a tough meat, you start at the beginning, steam it, make sure it's nice and soft. So at the end, and that's the okra. And one trick here is when your okra has to be loose. You see, I just added some water. I'll add some more water because okra, for it to be slimy, it has to be loose. When it's too thick, it's the sliminess. It's, how do I explain the sliminess? The sliminess is thick. It's not aconolizing. Just a so I just added some shrimps. Just adding things to it to make the thing, very appetizing. Trust me, in my house, and found ne odi begum so long as say nkrumo mbedi. Appetizing doesn't, it just say many yet then ombedi. So me, I don't have a problem. But appetizing for you to see as I'm cooking it, right? So that is it. I just added some chilies to garnish to make it nicer. Or if you want more heat, you take one, you break it into your soup, and that is it. And that day we ate it with this one of our new recipes. This could be rice and plantain, benkunu. That is what we are going so with the okra. Very delicious. It's very easy. The easiest okra soup you ever make. Okay. So I hope you enjoy this recipe. Thank you for joining me, and trust me, I will see you in the next one by God's grace. Bye.